Today, I was reminded by a customer who was about to pay, and she had her card and she flashed it at me, and it has the US flag on it. It's an EBT card, the so-called food stamps card. And I remember I had a friend who I was hanging out with when I was a teen who was telling me that his mom is embarrassed to be seen paying with food stamps, and therefore that's why we had to be left behind in the car to wait. And I'm thinking to myself, first of all, when someone is paying, I don't really observe what's happening at checkout, because a transaction to me is a private affair. I'm not going to be observing what kind of card you have, anything like that. If I notice, it's incidental. Let's say I happen to be looking into the horizon and that's the first thing I saw, or you leave it blatantly over the table, over a desk, over the counter, so I'll see it, something like that. But I'm not crossing the boundary of someone paying. Or sometimes the customer's like, how do I use this? Because they don't know how to use the payment terminal, so I happen to catch a glimpse of what kind of card they have because it's right there on my face. But I just wish to understand where the embarrassment of being a food stamp user comes from. Or am I misinterpreting that gesture? It has nothing to do with embarrassment. It's part of a transaction is something private and personal. So you don't want to say aloud that you have an EBT card. But more often than not, from the way people have expressed themselves about how food stamp users have expressed to them how they feel about being food stamp users, it's out of embarrassment. Have you ever gotten bullied for using food stamps? What is the problem with using food stamps? Is it because you don't want to be associated as someone who's getting, assistance because you're low income? Or you just don't want to be judged because I'm working and I don't get food stamps, but you're not working and you're getting them? So you're trying to avoid being confronted about it. Even if I wanted to confront you about it, I cannot, because it's not my business to bring up that conversation. And especially at work, that shit could get me fired. But I'm not going to sit here and discuss anybody's finances unless it's something that just comes up somehow. I usually don't engage in that discussion. Sometimes someone may share with me something that they're doing with their money, and I'm like, okay, I absorb the information, but it's not like I'm going to go out there and divulge what you just shared with me. So if you guys have any idea why some people tend to exercise maximum discretion with EBT, let me know, because I don't get it. In addition, I guess in some places you have to specify what kind of card you're using, because where I'm at, all I gotta do is push the electronic funds transfer button, and it doesn't matter what kind of card you have, whether it's a gift card or anything, it will process. I don't need you to tell me that you're using EBT. So in a sense, you're embarrassing yourself by providing information that was not requested. How about if you just learn to be told or asked what kind of payment method you're using, and then you don't have to call yourself out on being an EBT user? Does that make sense? So it's one of those things where the person might be trying to get ahead with something, be astute, take the initiative, but you're actually blowing it because you didn't need to provide the information in the first place, but you jumped the gun and you ended up doing the damage to yourself. See what I mean? This is what I mean about some people just talk too much. Just don't, or don't try to outsmart the person who works there. What's wrong with waiting for the person to tell you what they need? And even if you are a regular at some place, I would expect that as a regular, you would know what's expected of you. So is that a focus issue? I don't know. I thought I would bring that up because I've been meaning to make this video for a long time, but I kept forgetting. it never made it into my clipboard. So yeah, let me know.